Hello students. In the previous video, we read and understood the chapter Fair Play. In this video, we will do question answers and textual exercise of the chapter. Let's quickly revise the chapter once. The chapter is about two friends, Juman and Algu, who were best friends and were well known and well respected in the village. Their bond of friendship was so strong that if one person went out of village, the other person used to look after the family of his friend. Now Juman had an old aunt who had some property and she transferred her property to him on the understanding that he will take care of her. This arrangement worked well for some time, but after some time, Juman and his wife became indifferent to this old lady, and his wife even started insulting her. When the old lady could not tolerate it anymore, she went to Juman to ask for a monthly allowance to set up a kitchen, which he shamelessly refused. Now aunt decided to take her case to the village panchayat, and she also started consulting the villagers. She also consulted Algu, on which Algu said, "Chachi, Juman is my best friend, how could I go against him?" Hearing that, aunt said, "But is it right, my son, to keep mum?" These words of aunt kept ringing in the ears of Algu. On the day of panchayat, aunt nominated Algu as head punch. Algu analyzed the situation carefully and gave a fair verdict in favor of the aunt. Since that day, the bond of friendship between Juman and Algu was broken. Juman became Algu's enemy and wanted revenge. Now months passed, and after few months, Algu found himself in a tight spot, in a difficult situation. Algu had a pair of bullock out of which one died, and he sold the other bullock to Samchu Sahu, the village cart driver, on the understanding that Sahu would pay the price within a month. But the animal died after some time. When Algu demanded his money, Sahu angrily denied to pay even a penny. Now Algu decided to take this case to panchayat. On the day of panchayat, Sahu nominated Juman the head punch, knowing the enmity between him and Algu. This feared Algu, as he thought that now Juman will take his revenge. But as soon as Juman became the head punch, he realized the responsibility of his position and took a fair decision after hearing both the sides. Hearing this, Algu was very much overwhelmed. Juman and Algu embraced each other, and their tears washed away all the misunderstanding between them, and the bond of friendship was alive again. So this was the quick recap of the chapter. Now let's see textual exercise. Match the sentences under 1 with those under 2. Juman and Algu were the best of friends. In the absence of one, the other would take care of his family. Juman's aunt transferred her property to him. The condition was that he would be responsible for her welfare. The aunt decided to appeal to the panchayat as she wanted justice. Algu was unwilling to support the aunt because the bond of friendship between him and Juman was very strong. Juman was very happy to hear Algu's name as head punch, as he believed that his friend would never go against him. Now, who says this to whom and why? My wife knows best how to run the house. We know that this was said by Juman. He said these words to his aunt. He said it when the aunt asked for monthly allowance to set a separate kitchen, as she could not tolerate the insults anymore. But is it right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair? The old aunt said this to Algu Chaudhary when she was seeking the support of villagers. She went to Algu as well, and he told her that Juman was his best friend and how could he go against him. On this, aunt said the line that is it good to keep mum and not to say what is just and fair. Next, what have you to say in your defense? Algu said these words to Juman when he became the head punch, as he wanted to take fair decision hearing both the sides. I can't pay you a penny for the wretched beast you sold me. This was said by Samchu Sahu to Algu Chaudhary. Algu had sold a bullock to Sahu on the understanding that Sahu would pay the price within a month, but the animal died after some time, and when Algu demanded his money, Sahu angrily denied to pay even a penny. Last, victory to the panchayat. This is justice. This was said by Algu. When Juman became head punch, he did not take his revenge from Algu but made a fair and just decision. He told Sahu to pay the money to Algu, which made Algu very happy, and he shouted the above lines. Now let's see the question answers. Then the situation changed. What is being referred to? The answer to this question is given in the paragraph second. Juman's aunt had transferred some money to him on the understanding that he will look after her. This worked for some time, but then the situation changed. After some time, Juman and his wife became indifferent to the old lady, and his wife even started mistreating her. Next, when Juman's aunt realized that she was not welcome in the house, what arrangement did she suggest? What did she suggest? She demanded monthly allowance from Juman to set up a separate kitchen for herself. What was the villagers' reaction when the aunt explained her case to them? When the aunt explained her case to villagers to seek their support, some sympathized with her, others laughed at her, and some others suggested her to make it up with her nephew. Why was Juman happy over Algu's nomination as head punch? Algu and Juman were best friends, and Juman knew that his friend will not go against him, so he was happy on his nomination as head punch. God lives in the heart of punch. The aunt said that. What did she mean? The aunt meant that a person in the seat of judge is like God's representative. He becomes fair and just like God, and he does not favor friends or disfavor enemies. Next, what was Algu's verdict as head punch? How did Juman take it? Algu heard both sides and gave a fair judgment. He asked Juman either to pay a monthly allowance to his aunt or transfer the property in her name. So after this, the bond of friendship between Juman and Algu was broken. Juman became Algu's enemy and decided to take revenge. Next, Algu found himself in a tight spot, in a difficult situation. What was his problem? The problem was Algu had sold a bullock to Samju Sahu on the understanding that Sahu would pay the price within a month. But the animal died after some time. When Algu demanded his money, Sahu angrily denied to pay even a penny. Why was Algu upset over Juman's nomination as head punch? Because Juman had become Algu's enemy since the previous case and was seeking revenge on him. Hence he thought now he would favor Samju Sahu and take his revenge. Next, what was Juman's verdict as head punch? How did Algu take it? Juman's verdict was that Sahu should pay the price of bullock to Algu, as when he bought the bullock it suffered no injury or disease. After hearing this verdict, Algu got so overwhelmed that he at once stood up and started shouting, "Victory to the Panchayat! This is justice! God lives in the voice of the punch." Next, which of the following sums up the story best? According to me, second sentence. Let no one deviate from the path of justice and truth for friendship or enmity sums up the story well. Because the person in the seat of judge should be fair and just irrespective of his relation with the person in front of him. So these were the question answers of the chapter. Students, you can also write in your own words. It's not necessary that you have to by heart the exact answers. Just understand the story and write in your own word what you think is correct. Let's also see these fill in the blanks. You have to replace the italicized word with suitable phrases from the box. I have written in red. The best way to avoid an unnecessary argument is to remain silent. Remain silent can also be to keep mum. Unfortunately, the train I was trying to catch was cancelled. In place of unfortunately, we can also write as ill luck would have it. He has been told not to take risks while driving a car through a crowded street. Take risks can also be take chances. The patient needs to be properly taken care of or properly looked after. Why don't the two of you end your quarrel by shaking hands? End your quarrel can also be replaced by make it up. I was in a difficult situation till my friend came to my rescue. Difficult situation can be replaced with tight spot. When I saw a pile of dirty dishes, I felt very disappointed, or my heart sank. I will examine the matter carefully before commenting on it, or I will go into the matter carefully. They criticized him in the meeting, but he accepted without protest all the criticism. Accepted without protest can also be swallowed. He swallowed all the criticism. It will free me from the worry to know that I had done nothing wrong, or it will ease my conscience. Also look at the following phrases and their meanings. Use the phrase to fill the blanks in the sentence given below. Set up means to put in place or start. Set aside means to keep for a particular purpose, to save or keep. Set down means to write or record. Set out means start on a journey. And set in means to begin and seem likely to continue. So why don't you set down or start writing your ideas on a paper? A fund has been set up for the soldier's family. A fund has been started. We should dash a little money every month. We should set aside or keep or save. You should buy some woolens before winter sets in or before winter begins. They set out on the last stage of their journey, or they started on a journey. So this was the question answer of the chapter. Thank you for listening, children. Bye bye.